Well, watchers of the Marvel Multiverse, we've done it. We finally reached the end of Loki Season 1. Spoiler warning for Loki Episode 6 and the entirety of the series that came before will follow. It's here. After all of this time, the MCU has reached full multiversal calamity and unchecked chaos. With Loki and Sylvie venturing into the Citadel at the end of time, they finally uncover the mastermind behind the TVA. And in freeing the timeline, they allow the multiverse to expand and branch into an endless array of infinite possibilities. The multiverse is now in full effect. But who was the mysterious figure located in the Citadel at the end of time? When Loki and Sylvie first entered the Citadel, we meet Miss Minutes, who introduces him simply by the name He Who Remains, and comic fans immediately thought they knew what to expect from this elusive figure. In the comics, the figure known as He Who Remains was the last of his race, and throughout his life, he was able to grasp an objective view of the universe as an endless cycle of death and rebirth. In the comics, he was the founder of the TVA and used the agency to police time, much like how the Loki series presents this story's timeline. But when we are finally introduced to him in the flesh, we can see that he is played by none other than Jonathan Majors, throwing a degree of confusion into his true identity. MCU fans would come to find out that Marvel Studios elected to update the comic origins of He Who Remains and combined him with another beloved character, seeing as Majors has famously been confirmed to be playing none other than Kang, the time-traveling conqueror in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. As he explains, however, the answer comes clear. He Who Remains and Kang the Conqueror are simply variants of the same individual, and He Who Remains, up until this point, has been the sole survivor of these variants, tasked with trying to maintain the sacred timeline in order to prevent further malevolent variants of himself from coming into existence. He has seen the destruction that variants of himself can cause, what havoc various kings of the multiverse can wreak on existence, and what devastation they can rain on an infinite number of different timelines. And he found that the best way to prevent this from ever happening again was total control. So he turned to the only solution he knew: destruction. He weaponized Goliath the Usurper to eliminate the entire multiverse, destroying all other variant timelines and versions of Kang in order to reign supreme in what he believed to be an evil act with benevolent motives. This way, the timeline would be safe from the conquests of his more malicious variants, even though the inhabitants of the universe would lack free will, but that, in his mind, was a price worth paying for infinite security. He viewed managing the timeline into one sacred timeline as necessary evil, sacrificing free will and the possibility for freedom in order to ensure the survival of not just the timeline, but the universe as a whole. Able to sit in peace and watch over the timeline from afar, free of conflict, he governed the TVA from a distance, using the animatronic timekeepers as an illusion to scare the TVA into unquestioning servitude. As Loki and Sylvie unraveled the mystery of the TVA, the true history of the multiversal war that the TVA warned them about was finally revealed, and the lies, the deception, and the misinformation that the TVA has been spreading were finally peeled away, revealing what really happened all those years ago. It is revealed that it wasn't the various timelines battling for dominance, but it was the various Kangs of the various timelines battling for dominance and control over the universe. Each Kang believed that he lay claim to not only his own timeline, but to every other surrounding timeline he could reach. This illusion of superiority led to near-complete multiversal annihilation, as the Kangs killed each other, conquered timelines, and thrust the multiverse into complete chaos. He describes a world in which some of them were able to live in harmony, sharing technology to better each timeline in order to advance the multiverse as a whole. But not every variant could be so benevolent and pure of heart. And with an endless number of infinite universes, the number of malevolent Kangs in existence nearly led to the destruction of reality itself. In a multiverse left unchecked, the presence of Kang becomes inevitable, and if even one Kang exists, no timeline is safe from conquest. In the closing moments of the episode, it is revealed that the TVA in a sense has been reset, with Mobius seemingly not remembering Loki, or his experiences with the God of Mischief. And at the center, where the three statues of the three timekeepers once stood tall and proud, there is only one: Kang the Conqueror. So the various theories and speculations regarding Kang being the mastermind behind the TVA were true, kind of, But it wasn't in fact Kang behind the TVA, it was a benevolent variant of Kang trying to prevent the multiverse from falling into chaos and destruction by crippling the variant timelines in which other iterations of himself may exist. But in Sylvie's bloodlust, in her drive to enact her revenge on who stole her from her timeline and her life away from her, she doomed the multiverse into another cataclysmic war, the reaches of which remain to be seen in the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But anyway, my friends, what do you think of this reveal? Are you excited to finally see Kang make his live-action debut? And what would you like to see in this new multiversal story arc? What do you think the implications of this could be in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, or in Spider-Man No Way Home? How do you feel about this brand new multiversal war? And what do you think is in store for us with Kang and Loki Season 2? As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching the channel and the video. Hit that subscribe button to assemble and join our team, and have a great day.